Hey everyone, so today we'll be solving Leetcode POTD for 27th of October, and the problem is number of laser beams in a bank. So we have an anti-theft security devices are connected in a bank, and we are given a zero indexed binary string array bank representing the floor plan of the bank, which is an m by n 2D matrix. Bank of I represents the ith row consisting of zeros and ones. Zero means the cell is empty and one means it has a security device. There is one laser beam between any two security devices if both of the conditions are met. Two devices are located on two different rows. Okay. Two devices are located on two different rows R1 and R2, and for each row I, where I is greater than R1 and less than R2, there is no security device in between. So in that way they are connected to each other. Laser beams are independent, that is, one beam does not interfere nor join. Returns the total number of laser beams in the bank. Alright. So the main thing is that okay, so the main thing is that there should be a blank array in between two laser beams, right? Then only we'll be able to have a connection. So how we can think about this is we can maintain a is available between the number of beams, and then just check. So how can we do this? So obviously we are going to maintain a number. Yeah, cool. So we can maintain two variables. Int num, let's call it 0, and the total number of beams, and also we can maintain a boolean okay, which is equals to false, which is equals to true initially. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, first of all, we need the length of the bank, so we can have this, and then we just need the size of the bank, which is this. Now we can iterate for every single row, and what we can see is that so basically what we are going to do is we're maintaining a count variable int that runs from, so we are going to go through each of the column, and then we are going to see if bank of I comma j is equals to 1, then we are just going to tp equals false, and we are incrementing count. So tp is a temporary boolean that we have, which is initialized as true, and yeah, so every time we are going to calculate the tp, and okay, will become, we are just going to swap okay and tp. And before doing this, what we are going to do is we are going to check that if okay is true, then we are just going to add to our answer num, and we'll just initialize num to count. Well, we are rather going to do that anyways, so we're just going to initialize num to count and then swap that, and in the end we can just return the total answer. This didn't work. Okay, so first of all we go like this, and we see our okay is 2, so we increment okay, and then we make num equals count, which is 3. Oh, it should be okay, it actually should be num times count, because we are going to have that many connections. Num initially would be 0, Mm-hmm. If not of if not of TP, then only we increment num, because it's only beneficial for us to uh-huh. All right, so the thing is, okay, I got it. So what matters is the fact that every time we encounter any of the nums, we just increment it. So by that I mean, um, yeah, we don't even need this okay or anything. We just need a total, and that we are going to calculate the count, and then we're just going to do a value which is mm-hmm. Yeah, so we are just going to do this, and if count, then we are just going to make num equals count. This should be okay. Yeah, so that is how we can solve this problem. So basically what I did was I was only changing the, so initially I had a num variable which stored the count of laser beam, basically the security devices that we have. So we are considering a -1 row that does not contain any security device, so I initialized it at 0, and total stores the total number of laser beams that we are going to have. So we are going to iterate for every single row, and then we are maintaining a count variable which equals to the number of security devices that we have in the current row, and then we are just going to increment that by the previous number of security devices times the current number of security devices. That's how many laser beam that we can have. And then we are just going to check once that if we have a non-zero amount of security devices, then we can just initialize our num to that count, and we can continue going ahead. So this is how we can do this problem. And yeah,